Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Virtual Flight Diaries. We are here with the Beech Starship. Haven't flown this one in a while, and I'm going to take it up from Salt Lake City down to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to thank the members for giving me the idea for the flight. I was getting a little stuck on our destination, and, I know I posted that it would be Las Vegas, but we always go to Las Vegas. So, hello, hello, hello. We got a drunk Billy in the chat. How are you doing this fine evening? or fine afternoon, I should say. Probably evening for you. Holden's Holden's in the chat. Hey, hello, Limp Rocketeer. How are you guys doing? Billy says, I can't see myself and you. Really? Don't know. We are on the East Coast server. Huh. I don't know, Billy. I see other people. There's a bunch of people on the ground here. All right. So, yeah, I actually like this livery. It's very 80s. I believe I actually had a pair of shorts from Ocean Pacific in these colors. So we are going to blast off in our Beech Starship 1989 style. All right, let's get on board. Let's get this thing fired up and let's get out of here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. And we're going to set this. I said, never mind. A multiplayer was off. Stupid me. That's not stupid. I've done that multiple times. Oh. All right, we'll update the light tab. All right, so we're looking good. Let's get them some things rolling in here. I'm gonna go on the ground power. The ground power. All right, I pulled all the chocks, all the covers, gear pins, everything. We got plenty of fuel on board. We're gonna do 5 passengers, 250 pounds. Still plenty of fuel. And all right, so we're gonna go external power on, battery power. Close up the cabin. So we got Salt Lake City Tower on, so we got a little ATC. But we're going to power ECAS, pilot, and co-pilot for now. Get all these CRTs powered up. So sorry if my voice is a little off and I'm sniffing. For some reason, about 30 minutes before the flight, I got hit with an allergy attack. So that's going on. Also, guys, if you let me know, because I got a new audio mixer because the other one was giving me problems, if you remember. So if the sounds seem off, please let me know. Oh, is that allergies are horrible for this? Yeah, I've been getting hit like randomly. It's been a little odd. Springtime allergies are the worst. Let's update view. Wait, what do we want? Yes, okay, we're all updated. So flight plan. So do you guys want to see me put the flight plan in? Because I already have it. We have it in the system. We've all seen it a million times. So let's do this. Hang on a sec. I don't remember how to load a flight plan. Oh, that's right. Enter selected line. So two. I rewatched the stream with you, and I did in shared cockpit and barely hear me talking. Yeah, I rewatched it too. I think it had to do with my audio mixer. So hopefully this new one is working good. Because that thing was fried. Let's see here. I'm seeing flight plan. This one, that's right. In a minute. There we go. All right. Now we got the flight plan in. Check it out. We also have the RNAV Yankee into 2.6 already programmed in. So I'll do the VNAV stuff in flight. I think I know we have Hurley's 15,000. I know that one. Got no DM, that's 9,000. Zoomex is 6,000. This is 7,200. Our VNAV is in. That's all in place. So since we've got some ATC on, let's get that in. As far as planes, I think we're the only one on the ground. All right, so what are we? I did some switching around with my screens. Hold on a second, guys. It's all good. Salt Lake City Tower, Starship 556, Victor Foxtrot. With information Sierra, I'd like to pick up our IFR to Albuquerque.
Starship 556, Victor Foxtrot, Salt Lake City Tower. What type of aircraft are you flying in today?
Is a Beech Starship.
Is that a jet?
It's a twin turboprop pusher.
And you can get up to flight level 310?
We could do flight level 410.
I want that airplane. Stand by. November Starship 6 Victor Foxtrot, I have your clearance advisory to copy.
Ready to copy 556 Victor Foxtrot.
6 Victor Foxtrot, cleared to Albuquerque International Airport via the Salt Lake City for departure provost transition. Then is filed. Maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 31010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be on Unicom 122.8. Squawk 7727.
All right, cleared to Albuquerque. I'd like to admit we can't do RNAV. We're 1980s equipment. If I can get vectors to pop a Victor uniform on a flight. Climb and maintain 9,000. Expect 310 10 minutes after. Departure on Unicom and squawk 7727 for 6 Victor Foxtrot.
6 Victor Foxtrot, read back correct. Expect runway 35 for departure. Also, there's nobody on above me, so once I release you, you'll be able to vector yourself to Provost.
Okay, sounds good. 6 Victor Foxtrot.
Roger that. Just advising when ready for taxi.
All right. Okay, so flight plan is in, and let's also I need here. Okay, let's do some pilot stuff. All right, so we're going to the normal procedures just to kind of verify. I'm going to do abbreviated checklist here. Engine limitations we know. Pre-flight checks. So control locks have been removed. Landing gear control rudder is down. Battery is on. Pitch roll trim set neutral. Fuel quantity is checked. And we are good for the flight. Oxygen pressure is checked. We're good. Battery is still on. Wheel chocks have been removed. Pitot stack covers removed. Engine covers, gear locking pins have been stowed. Emergency exit secured. Air stair is closed and locked. So that checklist is done. I don't need to do this. Okay. So before starting engines. All right, revisionary panels are good. Seatbelt signs fastened. Parking brake is set. Audio panels, mic as required. Static source is normal. Oxygen supply. Masks tested. Landing gear control is down and locked. Anti-skid switch to anti-skid. Bang. All right. Center visitor panel checked and standby instruments are on. Standby battery power on. Annunciator illuminated. Back power levers are idle. Prop levers full forward. Condition levers idle. Cutoff. Bleed airs are off. Temperature mode is off. Battery power is on. Triple bus feed volts checked. Right. And we are above 23 or 22. Center bus checked. We are above 23. And ECAS status is on. The firewall valve is closed. Extinguishers and forward valve illuminated. This is standby pumps on. Doing that test. Standby pumps off. We did have the lights go out. Flip side, I would have joined you, but I'm done for flying for a few days. No, that's cool. Got to take a break once in a while, right? My pump's off. Low fuel flow indicator. Okay, that's good. We're gonna do engine start, external power. Volts minimum and feather U. So apparently my feather hack doesn't work for. It only works for singles. It sucks. As I said, I made up for 10 hours for Fly Delta Virtual. I got my promotion to senior first officer. Well, congratulations, sir. That's awesome. What's even cooler is that you did it without plugging in your VATSIM time. Oh. Oh, good. Let's we're going to start from the feather position, and ignitions can go armed and starter switch.
Good day, Salt Lake Towers United 1560. IFR clearance to Miami International Airport. Just confirming I've received my PT.
Yeah. Love it. Starter could come off. And set there, generator on. Disconnect you. So we really shouldn't have done it that way. I guess because we were on external power, it was okay, but we were really supposed to shut these off. I did forget to do that. turn on engine 1. We're going to do that from inside here, just to monitor things.
United 1560, Salt Lake Tower, do you copy?
I do. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm just checking if my radio's working. For 1560.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're past 50. Starter could come off. Set stable. Go full power. On. Do the avionics blower on, although I don't think we need it. 50 degrees in the cabin, but we can get, so both engines are on. Let's get some air heat in here, actually. Goes to auto. Low, 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 low. Late panel. I can now fly the 737 Max. Yes, yes. And yeah, I did it without cheating, and it was a heck of a grind. I believe you. I believe you. That is an awesome achievement. So next step, Captain. All right, we're gonna put the radar on here. Sorry, I did cheat with UPS Virtual, though. I've done 2 flights with them, and I'm a senior captain. That's quite all right. You beat me out. I'm only a captain with them. We got there. We're taking off runway 35. I believe he said 35. All right, that's good. Flight plan is in. I think we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Arm you. Next step. Bring them out of feather. Oh, said I wore limp out with the Airbus. He's had enough. Yeah, we gotta get together, Holden. I want a first officer. I want to be your first officer and see how you do the Airbus. All right. It's probably going to get Kilo 1. It's an easy taxi. Salt Lake City Tower, Starship 556, Victor Foxtrot. At the east ramp, we're ready for taxi.
Starship 556, Victor Foxtrot, runway 35, taxi via Kilo.
5 via Kilo for 6 Victor Foxtrot. There. All right, ready. Billy, you ready? I love that controller. That's how all controllers should be right there. Yes, absolutely. You old John and Flight Sim Captain, I've had enough Airbus. Billy said, not sure. I don't know if you're going to keep up with me in that helicopter, Billy. Gen fail, but no failures are active? That's weird. You could say the same. A Sovo multiplayer, model matching at its finest. Left is enough for now? All right, we'll go with it. As long as you're charging. As long as you don't, if you get another failure, though. Oof. All right, so off to the adventure. It wouldn't be a stream if there wasn't something going on, right? All right, so we got taxi lights on, and let's go. Parking brake. That is absolutely part of the fun.
Starship 6 Victor Foxtrot, make sure you're squawking 7727.
Seven 6 Victor Foxtrot. Oof. My bad.
Thank you for that. I've got you now.
It should be Kilo. Very short taxi.
Starship 556 Victor Foxtrot, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Runway 35, clear for takeoff. 556 Victor Foxtrot. Yes. Channeling XP. I get it. It's fun to say. All right. All right. He wants us 9,000 start, so let's get that in there. All right, spool them up. Let's go. Toga's in chat. center line there. Little on the upper end towards takeoff weight. So let's be a little speed, a little.
Salt Lake Tower, United 1560, requesting push to start.
All right, there's VR. Let's go flying.
60, you are in a non-movement area. Advise me when you are ready for taxi.
Advise and ready to taxi. 1560.
Starship 6 Victor Foxtrot, no further ATC services available. Frequency change approved. Have a nice flight.
Switching to Unicom for Starship 556 Victor Foxtrot. Thanks for the ATC. All right, so let's get the yaw damper could come on and autopilot. Do profile climb and heading select. Nard could come in or above. Power back to and we'll do a right turnout. Turn out to 150. To 310. For speed. How's that? Rocket ship mode engaged. This is just a wild looking piece of equipment. All right, let's go direct Porvo. Wow. Porvo. I think I got that right. Direct nav. We're on the climb out. Let's power back to 1600. Seek can come on. Ignition's off. Cabin's looking good. So then we got to monitor this. So our ITT is going to be temp limited as we climb out. But in profile mode, we get the best rate of climb. So we'll be climbing up pretty fast. And you want to get it up into the flight levels as fast as possible with this plane. adjust it for speed, and then we'll climb up the rest of the way at 130 knots. That's what profile climb will do for you. It's kind of like an IAS mode. Yeah, we're passing 18,000, so we'll go standard. Standard set. Lights could come off. And smoke them if you got them. You down a little bit. And let's see here. And on Saturday, I was first officer for Holden on 2 flights. I would say, oh, I missed that first one. So I did share cockpit with the flight sim captain on Friday. Ended up captaining for that flight and had to go around in Innsbruck. Oh, well, cool. Took a better step than I would have, right? And then on Saturday, I was first officer for Holden for 2 flights. Oh, wow. Yeah, you did a lot of Airbus flying. System's all kind of messed up. Good. All right, we're flying. We're on our way to Albuquerque. So let's see here. I'm going to switch. I'll just use my radio panel. That's okay, Lim. You can fly. You can fly with me on Thursday when I take the MH-60 Jayhawk up, do some firefighting in the Idaho mountains. Gold said, what's a good beginner helicopter to use? So, wow, I would say to get the principles down, I would say start with, oh, wow. So here's my process. I learned on the Togs Hangar Huey. But that might have been a bad idea. So I would say I would go with any of the Asobo default H135, I think it is, or 125. To kind of get the feel of helicopters. It's a little basic. and then I would move up to a third party. So any of the Togs Hangar ones are pretty good. You're going to get frustrated if you've never done helicopters in the sim, but you got to push past it like I did. And then, of course, any of the like the high performance group, the H-160 is an amazing helicopter. It's got a lot of automated systems on board. The Miltech MH-60 is also a very nice helicopter with autopilots and whatnot. That's what got me into it. I was like, you know what? I've done fixed wing my whole flight sim career. You want to call it that? My whole flight sim hobby. And I was like, you know what? Let's do something different. And I watched a Captain Helisim, I think, YouTube video, and I was like, you know what? Let's do helicopters. And I popped in there. I got the Tugs Huey. So I watched Av Angel fly it. This was all in 2020. And yeah, I almost rage quit a bunch of times. And by no means am I, a master at helicopters. You're going to see Thursday. But they are fun once you get the hang of the basics. Everything else is just, whatever. All right, so we're at cruise. That could come off. That could come off. The gyrocopter for Pilot Wings 64 for Nintendo 64. That was the extent of my helicopter. That's hilarious. I remember that game. But yeah, I mean, so the things like the H-160 from High Performance Group works really well in 2024. It's got some bugs. It's not a native plane, a native helicopter. But once you get past the quirks, it's really not that bad, and you can actually do long cross countries in it. I've gone from Trenton, New Jersey, down to Reagan National in it, because it flies rather quick. You could cruise at 145 in that easily. But all of the other ones, the Tugs Hangar Hughes 500, which is the Hawaiian 5.0 helicopter, the old Hawaiian 5.0 helicopter. That's another good one. If you want, I don't know how much it'll teach you, but I do have some helicopter videos, live streams actually. Got one of the hangar in one of the Huey in New Zealand. I got the Hughes 500 in Yosemite. Took a tour of Yosemite. And not really tutorial live streams, but might help you with some pointers. I don't know if it will or not. But you can also see how imperfect I am as well with it. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. So we're going to be using I don't know yet. I've been playing around with the mission hub that comes with the MH-60. it creates a scenario base. I might actually play around with, say, Intentions SkyOps to create a forest fire that we could fight. Let's see. Because what'll happen is, so you can't, with the mission hub, you kind of have to have the mission running from your starting airport, so you can't kind of like, it's harder to role play, I should say, because it restarts it. So like if I flew out to a fire tower and say, hey, we got a call for a spotted, forest fire, and I load in the mission, unless I create the mission at that point, it's gonna always reload you into the sim. So where SkyOps with, say, Intentions won't, it'll just create the scenario based on your environment that's already existing. All right, so let's get a good cruise going. We got to kind of just settled into where my normal cruise is. Thursday will be a fun one. I know a lot of you guys are going to be just watching, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Let's see if we got any cleanup here. Go monitor. I skipped a lot of stuff, guys. I know. Other feather off. Lights are as required. Engine displays monitor. Fuel quantity monitor. Radar control. We'll go weather turbulence. That's good. Them said if you could drive a car, you could fly a plane. But flying a helicopter is like trying to balance on a floating beach ball. It is. That is a perfect analogy right there. It is. It's like trying to balance on a floating beach ball. Now, some of the helicopters, especially like the MH-60, the military, which is, it's the Navy version of the Black Hawk, essentially. And things like the Airbus H-160 or the 145 or any of those from High Performance Group and stuff like that, they have SAS systems, which is called stability augmentation, which actually aid in flying the helicopter. So it will auto, with the SAS on it, it's almost like an auto trim. So wherever you put the stick and let go, it kind of stays there. So it actually helps you fly along. So things like the Bell helicopter, the Huey, even the Hughes 500, they have force trim, it's called, but they don't have stability augmentation systems. Now, what force trim is it actually simulates. Real helicopters have force trim as well, but it actually simulates getting the collect, or the cyclic, which is the stick, the yoke, or I mean the control stick, in a position where you're stable, and you hit force trim, and it'll force it to stay there. It kind of locks it there. So it helps. That also helps with stability. And then, of course, you got bump trims and everything else to trim the rotor out. Once you get trim in a helicopter is your friend. Once you get that trimmed out, you can almost let go of all the controls. It'll fly just like a plane. The hardest part of helicopters is takeoff and landing. Takeoff, establishing a hover, transitioning hover to flight, and then landing, approach to a hover, and then set down. And then there's one more element that you'd have to learn is hover taxi. Which is, you lift off into a hover about 10, 15 feet off the ground, and then you just slow taxi at that height all the way out to the runway. You do a runway departure. But things like the H160 and the MH60, they actually have wheels. You can taxi on the ground. If the heli is not actively trying to kill you, then it is your friend. Exactly. And believe me, it has actively tried to kill me. Simulated tried to kill me several times. The hardest part for me in learning to fly a helicopter was the transition from ground hover to forward motion, and then approach hover and set down. That they were the hardest parts of the whole thing in the sim for me. Flying, once you get going and you're flying, it flies just like a plane. At least in the sim. I've never flown a helicopter in real life. I've flown in helicopters, but I have zero stick time on any kind of helicopter. Actually flew in a Huey when I was in Civil Air Patrol. My dad spent 3 years in Vietnam and said every time he took off in a helicopter ride, he thought it was going to be his last. That's rough. I don't know. I thought the helicopters were fun. I took a bunch of helicopter rides, tours, etc. But definitely, the Huey actually was fun. When he took off, he did some military stuff. I was glad I was buckled in. It had no side doors because I was looking out to the left and I see nothing but ground. That's how tight he was turning. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think I had back in the 80s, I had a pair of shorts that looked exactly like this. They were black with the rainbow colors on it from Ocean Pacific. They were the big brand in the 80s. But to coin an 80s phrase, I think this plane looks definitely looks rad to the max. Talked like that, we did. Billy said, heli pilots are different breed of crazy. That I can attest. That Huey pilot that took us up when I was in Civil Air Patrol, he had something about him. Ocean Pacific, yep. Ocean Pacific was rad. All right, guys, if you're just joining me for this flight, we're in the BlackSquare Beech Starship. In my opinion, one of the best simulated turboprops we have in the sim, until BlackSquare comes out with a Beech 200 or something. And anyway, this plane, we're flying from Salt Lake City down to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Short flight. We're going to be about an hour left in this flight. If you haven't already, hit that like button for this rad plane. Rad to the max. 1989, guys. This plane was going to be the future. Never happened. But this design, this Burt Rutan design, my uncle actually built a Burt Rutan Long Easy, which was a much smaller version of this design. And that was what got me into aviation, was that plane, because I watched him build it. I sat in the frame at 6 years old in his barn and was pretending I was flying. It was I was hooked. I was hooked from there on. So I have a little special love for this aircraft design. It's got a little special place in me. So that's how I used to have an OP shirt and my Birdwell shorts on. Oh yeah. And the parachute pants material, parachute material, I had a parachute, nylon parachute style jacket. I didn't have parachute pants. At least I don't remember. But this is all composite. This is a fiberglass epoxy composite frame. Or body, I should say, not frame. This was designed. This was going to replace the King Air, but it lost out. That's why it's got similar controls to the King Air, because it was supposed to be a transition, but it was also supposed to be the most advanced aircraft of its time. That was the cool kid outfit there. Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely were a cool kid with that stuff. But I love to wear my jean jacket. I had a jean jacket. They were popular back then. Yeah, they said that the helicopter the aircraft was ahead of its time, Limp. Yep. It was very advanced for its time. Are the moon boots the 80s? Yes, moon boots were the 80s. I had a pair of moon boots. They said it was too ahead of its time, and that was what the problem was. Yes. It was too much. Just wasn't, I guess it just wasn't cost effective. It all comes down to money. But his pair of suede Pumas? How about, Chucks? Of course, Chucks, I think, were the 70s, too. With the fat shoelaces. I know them. I didn't own them. I didn't own them. I had the moon boots. I had a pair of Chucks. I had a boot called, it was called, I don't know, we used to call it the Bounders. They were kind of like a work boot. Of course, I used to wear dockside shoes with no socks, with jeans. Fashion in the 80s was just horrible. You wore high top Chucks at football practice? Yeah. That was the shoe. And that's a high tops too. Reebok Pump. I had a pair of them. You pumped them up and they made you, you know, move faster or something. Yeah, we used to do the old what they call it, like I forget what they called it, where you kind of rolled the bottom of jeans a certain way, and you wore no socks with like dockside shoes, Dockers or whatever they were called. With it's just horrible. You put your night pumps on, and your white get you. Yeah, it would make you jump higher. Make you jump higher. I've been running without Rex Atmos guys lately, and it's been looking really good. Look at that. Oh yeah, we're flying above the weather. All right, so we're laying at 2-6. We're going to do the RNAV 2-6 Yankee approach. And that all programmed in already. So this plane, so I'm not running it, but this plane could actually, you could put the Garmin GNS 430 in there, and which the real plane currently flying has. And you're able to do you still can't do coupled approaches though. It doesn't. The only coupled approach you can do is well, maybe you can do a coupled approach with the GNS 430. I've never actually flown this with that GPS in there. To be fair. Yeah, holding you are enough fans of your Rex Atmos. See, I like it. So I like especially I like my night profile one. But lately, originally it was good, but lately it's been the cause of my weather bug that I keep getting in the sim. I discovered that that's the issue. So hence why I haven't been turning it on, because nobody's got time for that. So something's breaking the sim. I'm not going to use it, but I like the way it looks, because I do feel that this may be a little too bright. But as of lately, I don't know if they're implementing some stuff, but like clouds and stuff like that are looking really good. Said EV comp to -1. I never needed anything else. And see, I don't use any of NVIDIA the NVIDIA things either. Because with live streaming, I try to, when you start using the NVIDIA stuff, it starts taking away some GPU power, and I'm already, running cameras, running everything, so performance starts taking a hit. So that's why I don't use the NVIDIA stuff. In the sim settings, really? Where is there an EV comp in the sim setting? That one I don't know about. And I thought I knew everything there is to know about the sim. That's a joke. But there's EV compensation in the sim. Now I know there was sharpening, which I have on. I have to check that out. Check that out. Yeah, I don't want to go looking either. But, well, hell, if that's the case, then you would not need any of those other programs at all. Just to tune down that brightness a little bit. But see, I was getting, so what Rex Atmos was doing good for me was my clouds, the fluffy ones. I always had that grain look to them, and Rex Atmos kind of took that away. But as of late, and I'm not using it, I don't see that grain anymore. So I don't know if they did like a back channel fix that I don't know about. Let's see. Put Los Angeles Center on. See if we can listen to them.
Center Delta 603 on Charlie 8 short of Charlie, waiting for taxi. Delta 603, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie 8 Bravo. Charlie 8 Bravo for 25 right, Delta 603.
These planes on the ground, Salt Lake City Tower and approach are on. Nice. LAATC is all lit up too. We should have done a LAX challenge, right? That's why I like the West Coast. There usually is ATC on all over the place. After dinner, the East Coast lights up. But they're never on in the afternoon. Or rarely.
FedEx 3619, heavy radar contact down.
This is the
3,200 for 5,000, FedEx 3619 heavy.
This is the unfortunate edge that VATSIM has over Iveo, is the amount of ATC and users in general. Although Iveo does have way better model matching.
Air 1235, RNAV Docker, wind variable 3, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. RNAV Docker, 25 right, clear for takeoff, American 1235.
Yeah, when Holden and I were flying from Seattle to Phoenix, we crossed paths with Captain Canada and crew again. Cool.
Air 1399, wind variable at 5, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
It's very cool. A couple times on, I've heard Captain Canada.
Yeah, 328, welcome to the Springs exit left, taxi south on Whiskey to the gate. Thanks for flying.
Yeah, Captain Canada was taken off from LaGuardia during our fantastic LaGuardia adventure when we were coming in. So one of the planes I'm really looking forward to, and I hope it comes out soon, is the Sky Simulations Sovereign. Have you guys seen any of that? I was going to say that, but I didn't want to bring up the LaGuardia thing and have it triggered yet. It's all right. I got past it. I went to therapy over it. I'm good. You never heard of it? Yeah, it is. It's Sky. It's the. Let me try to find it. I actually belong to their Discord. Oh, not Skyward Simulations.
Wind variable 3, RNAV Docker, wind wait 25 right, clear for takeoff.
See if I can find some good screenshots.
Air 48359, what airport are you at? 48359, are you on the north or south side? 48359, taxi runway 26 left. The bracket.
You know, I have
Let me know when you're done with your run up and ready to go.
Yep, Skyward Simulations C680 Sovereign.
So 1528 Los Angeles Center Squawk 5311. 5311.
That's the test version of it. They have a test plane.
Delta 693, radar contact, maintain 7,000. Turkish 10, heavy radar contact, South 3 lady. Turkish 10 heavy, altitude verified.
Yeah, CPDLC.
Fly heading 251, flying 213,000.
There's some more pictures somewhere.
314, wind variable 3, runway 25 left, clear to land.
25 left, clear to land, 23.
So it looks like kind of like a Legacy, Cessna Legacy.
Turkish 10 10, you should be flying heading 251. What are you flying currently?
We're currently at 251 flight 7.
Great, copy.
American 1399, passing 9,000.
1399.
But I love business jets, so it looks really good. It's the Cessna 680 Sovereign. Yeah, they are claiming that it is going to be extremely high fidelity. They're doing a whole custom flight deck. I think they're using the G5000, but they're doing a whole custom setup with it.
Turkish 10, make a left turn, direct clipper, join the Orca 5 departure, climbing to level 310.
Left of the Clipper, great departure, flight 7.
Need more classics, yes. EMDG needs to bring their DC-6.
Crossing right to left in front of you, 2 miles.
Enough already. Bring it to the sim.
Roger, we've had that traffic in
And somebody, and I cannot believe we don't.
Get back for now, maintain visual separation on that traffic, climb maintain level 340.
I'm maintaining 340.
So Holden's been driving you crazy learning to fly the Citation. So it's just kidding. Flying Garmin's is flying Garmin's. Very true. But what I can't believe is of all the developers out there that no one has brought a high fidelity DC-3 to the sim.
Over the SoCal approach on 100.6 up with an thank you for ATC. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
EMDG, come on, guys. You owned one. You had it. You have all the books. You could make a DC-3.
1528, radar contact 100 miles southwest, Bryce Canyon, VOR. Descend Chow 4 arrival. 26 left transition, Las Vegas, altimeter 300.
That's just my thing. I want a DC-3. If no one could tell, I want a DC-3. People love their magenta. They do. And it's very popular. If you look at the YouTube algorithms, there more people would like to see modern airline ops in a YouTube stream than any of the classic stuff. Get the Lego. I did not get the Lego DC-3 yet. It is on my list, though. It's on my list of things. But it's like $240, so I got to space things out so the wife doesn't get angry. Oh, get the. Oh, it is definitely on my list. It's definitely on my list. That thing looks cool. The DC-3, the plane that didn't want to stop flying. It's the name of the documentary I just watched. That plane has so much historical significance in early aviation and airline operations. It holds the distinction of being one of the only airliners that was able to turn a profit for the airlines that flew it.
Runway 25 left taxi via Alpha 1. Alpha Foxtrot.
It has so much historical significance that I just don't understand why no one's ever done it. We've had okay ones in the past. The Reading Museum, Air Museum had done the RD4, which is the Navy version of the DC-3, and still keep flying.
2314.
They cannot stop it. Thing is just a workhorse. Most influential airframe to date. Absolutely agree. There's just so much history, and you know, Ernest Gann, right? Fate is the Hunter. If you don't fall in love with the DC-3 reading that book, then I don't know. And between commercial and military, that plane has been around the world and back. Absolutely.
Steamer 265, radar contact 24 miles.
I mean, D-Day.
Maintain level 380.
That's right, yeah.
I wish I knew how to model a plane, how to build airplanes in the sim.
1717, clearance 7.
All right, do it.
Singapore 7401 RNAV.
What book? Missed the name. Oh, so Ernest Kellogg Gann is the author, and it's called Fate is the Hunter.
Maintain 5,000.
Zero will maintain 5,000 for United 2314.
Yeah, 2314, reason for the go-around?
It's essentially the memoirs of his career as a commercial airline pilot in the 30s through the 40s into the early 50s. Including pioneering trips across the North Atlantic Passage, flying into Iceland and Greenland. They were tasked with creating that passage so they could get troops over across the Atlantic by plane, troops and supplies. They didn't have to use ships. We'll get it. Yes, definitely. Even if you don't like the DC-3, it is a wonderful, wonderful aviation book on early commercial aviation, because it starts out with him in flight school for commercial pilot, and it goes from there. And then he started, his airline career in the DC-2 on Airmail Route 21, which is my neck of the woods, from Newark to Cleveland. I actually started a series. I never finished that flight though. I was flying the AM21 route in the DC-3. A lot of series that I started and never finished. Definitely have to go back to we have to complete our jungle flight. I have not forgotten about that. Our Amazon River.
Southwest 2508, Lima airspace, north, radar service terminated. Frequency change is approved.
You spent $25 on Salt Lake City scenery and you didn't really look around in it? Yeah. Hindsight's always 20/20. I didn't even think about it. But we'll go back. Got so we'll we got a virtual airline week. We'll do some Southwest stops into Salt Lake City. We'll go back. We can swim the rest of the river. Yeah.
Silver 95 Echo Julia has been at the Victorville altimeter 3014.
So it looks amazing. The performance is 1,000 times better than Field Air. Yes, I would recommend it. It does have some, at least for me, it does have some visual glitches, the flickering. But I'm sure VATSIM will be updating that. But performance-wise, it's done. It's the modern terminals. The construction's done. You trust me? Oof, that's a big responsibility. But yeah, no, I haven't had any problems with it, and it looks really good. I mean, you guys saw the GA ramp. That was the signature ramp. The ground markings, everything looks really, really nice. So, and like I said, it's modern. There's no more construction. The field there wasn't updated. Still had the construction going on. FS Elite is who you bought it from? I got it from their website, Island Sim.
At 2314, contact SoCal on 128.1.
Let's get back in. Let's look at some things. We've been outside the cockpit for a while. I'll put PNAV over here. So we're looking at
229, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie 8 Bravo.
Looking at Curly. So when this gets to 1,000,
Singapore 7401 heavy.
we'll start down.
300.
So we have to be at 15,000 at Curly. And then at Curly, we're actually going to skip the Albuquerque VOR. We're going to go to no DME at 9,000.
And November 483 Nonger, if you're still on my frequency, you can go ahead and switch to advisory.
And we've been at 295 knots. Not bad. Not bad at all. Switch.
Southwest 1528, expect the ILS Zulu.
That's how you switch. Never bought anything from Island Sim. Is it easy to download and install? Yes. So it downloads as a exec file that you just click and it installs it. It has its own installer. So it's not even a cut and paste. Just puts it in your, you point it at your community folder and off to the races. Well, Lip Rocketeer coming in with the 5 memberships. Awesome. If you receive a membership from from Limp Rocketeer. Thank him. Man, I appreciate that support. That's awesome of you. That's awesome. Flight Crews in chat for the new members. Appreciate you, Limp. All right, so let's see here. We're looking at our VNAV. We got a ways yet, a little bit. That's about 100 miles from the thing, so we got some time yet. I bought a membership from your CFI, and now I gifted him one. Nice. Yeah, I'm a member of his channel too. He's a good guy. Your CFI he's got some really good stuff, especially on the CRJ. Real world CRJ pilot. Oh wow, we reaped down. Had it set at 70. Wonder why that happened. That one I don't know. Nope. IT too high. Do about 825. That's good. I don't know how it creeped back like that. That's weird. Bought the Key West scenery the other day for our Saturday trip. Nice. Is the MK Studios one? That is a nice scenery. It is a nice scenery. I want to say it's the best. I'm actually looking forward to Saturday's flight. I really do like those. Not a huge fan of MK Studios, but it's the best scenery they've done, I think. Oh, I like their LaGuardia. I think their LaGuardia is nice. Certainly, the Philadelphia has served me well, although they've never updated it for 2024 native. But yeah, MK Studios Key West is definitely a brilliant one. They knocked it out of the park. I don't know what other MK. I think I only have is Philadelphia, LaGuardia, and now Key West in the MK studios. Albuquerque scenery. I got the Dominic Designs one. I think that's the only one available. It's probably why I'm not a big fan, because they both are up north. They are us the northern airports. So I heard, is it MK Studios going to be doing a Miami, or is it Vertical Sim that's doing a Miami? One of them's supposed to be doing a Miami. I am doing the RNAV Yankee 2-6 approach. With the no DME transition. Wow, we got a 90 knots across the nose. Ouch. Not them. I think we didn't encounter any icing. We could start down for Curly. So 15,000 at Curly. Are back to 50. So at Curly, I'm going to do, I'm going to go direct to no DME. Ascend to 9,000. So we're going to cut because going down to Albuquerque VOR and then cutting back up is kind of, especially with no ATC or anyone guiding us. Besides, the chart does say after that we do get radar vectors after that. So. I just loaded up my San Jose scenery that was unverified, and it works perfectly. I have the Orbix San Jose. And we do have terrain here, so we're going to do this. Got radar control, going to go ground map. do a little bit of a tilt down. Do 1 degree down. Not letting me go there. That's fine. We'll do 8. That'll mark us. Just give us a little bit of terrain awareness. And I'm going to switch to VNav over here. Flight plan over there. Set up. And at 1,000 feet per minute, we should cross Curly at 15. And that's the scenery I have. It's Orbix, but it was unverified. Oh, I didn't know it was unverified. What I do is I kind of just turn my Orbix app on to 2024 only, and then whatever shows up I know works in the sim. So there is a profile descent option on this. And what that does is it'll command, I believe, a certain amount of knots below the barber pole and maintain the descent at that. Yeah, I buy them all through the marketplace. Ah, got you. I use the app for that one. Although recently I have been buying through the marketplace. I bought Albuquerque through the marketplace because they were on sale. That way I'm not checking 15 different updates or websites for updates. I get that. That makes sense. What is the CTAF for Albuquerque? $120.3. So one thing I've noticed, and I'm going to make the adjustment now, is I've noticed that I tend to come in a little too slow, which then causes me to lose lift up over the canard too soon, and I do the old nose slap. So I think I'm going to come in a little faster. I know approach, it's similar to the King Air with the VREF. I think the VREF's around here with V approach somewhere around here. I've been coming in here and here, and it's causing my nose to slap down. So we're gonna try something different, which is probably the right way to do it, and I've been doing it wrong. I bought the Albuquerque scenery 2 weeks ago before it was on sale. Story. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, it was only a 10% discount. A couple bucks. I will say it's a nice scenery to have, though. I haven't been. This is going to be my first time here in Albuquerque since probably 2004, VATSIM 2004. And the reason I say that is I used to fly the Dream Fleet 737 in 2004 with a virtual airline that was out west here. I think it was virtual American West. Should I remind you now, or you want me to wait till you're on the ground to take a look around? No, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. But I do appreciate that. Yeah, I did goof up on Salt Lake. But we'll go back and we'll take a look. It's not this stream, but we'll go back to Salt Lake because, West Coast, best coast, right? That's what they say. Or maybe the next Southwest ops will do out of Baltimore. No, just kidding. We gotta go to Portland. There's Southwest ops to Portland, right? I don't think I've ever been to Portland in the sim. I think you owe me a Salt Lake down the road. There, maybe a shared cockpit. Ooh, maybe we'll do shared Southwest ops to Salt Lake. And it would be in the 730 Southwest ops. It'd be 737. $737-800. So I know that's the one you have. Not going to make you buy that 700. Not impressed by. I mean, it's a good plane. I wasn't very impressed with it as far as what they did. Now it's all it is. In my book, it's a 737-700 native 2024, which is good. But if you don't pick it up for a cup of coffee, I don't think you need it, really. 737 Max. All right. Shared cockpit work with the Max? It would sit in my hangar just like the A319. Yeah, if you aren't picking it up because you've already owned it, I don't think you should. I don't think you have to get it. It's just not one of those things. They have a profile for the iFly Max? All right. We have our mission. We're going to redo the shared cockpit one. Now that I have my new audio mixer, we can all hear you. All right, pass it 18. Do a little magic barrel ref there. We should hit 15,000 before Curly, just before Curly, so we'll make that restriction. Hour back here, so we're not busted too fast through that. Still need to do an experiment with that three of us in that shared cockpit. And then I see the L1011 in your future. Yes, definitely. I want to see if that works, how that works. Obviously it works because they're working on a profile for the L1011. But you and Holden can fly the plane. I'll manage the flight engineers panel. Why 3, even 4? I don't see why you couldn't. The way that FS Copilot works, you can link as many as you want. We got icing, but it automatically engages if ice builds up. Very high tech for the 80s. You could probably put as many as you want on that server. I don't think there's any limit. How fun. And we'll have Billy running the jump seat. Yeah. But I really think with that FS Copilot, you could probably even have people come along as passengers. Sitting in the back. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you probably could. All right, there's our crossing restriction. Perfectly executed, in my opinion. Just kidding. A little VNAV assistance. Get 40 or 50 of your friends to be passengers. That would be crazy. Probably also all that peer-to-peer probably would be a performance hit. I'm not sure. Holden might be able to answer that one. Make Billy the flight attendant. Oh, geez. All right, so we passed Curly, and let's go direct, no DME. And we should be able to go down to no DME. All right, 9,000. Put 9,000 in the box. And we're going to be coming down a little faster on this one. Be about 1,500 feet per minute. On back. Still got icing. It's fine. Yeah, let's get the C-tap in. Who needs a troll, right, Billy? Yeah. Oh, jeez. So, looking good. Let's that's gone too high. We'll bounce off the governor. We'll put it at 1680. We'll keep it there. Send it down. Albuquerque traffic. Starship 556 Victor Foxtrot passing at 13,000. Direct no DME for the RNAV Yankee approach runway 26. Any traffic in the area, please advise. All right, so we got to make concessions. This thing does have a tendency to not want to slow down. Well, I think we could throw, once we pass 200, we could throw the gear out. That'll help slow us down. It's been a while since I've flown this. And we got 7,200 at Trammy. Big lights can come on. They're all set for the gear comes down. They were looking good. Good. All we need left is our flight recorder. All right, 9,000 is the mandatory at no DME. And our terrain painting radar is painting the mountains in front of us, so we're all looking good. Ah, this scenery looks great. This looks awesome here. I definitely have to fix the timing on Nightbot. He just did that. It's how he does that. Always does that. All right, the 7,200 is our next. That is Speed. Do about 800. We're looking good. We're actually in the we can drop our gear phase. Not yet though. Kill the music. Get our heads in the game. So yeah, so that's saying out in front of us, we can actually. It's that mountain range in front of us. All right, I got my landing rate monitor on for you. I just try not to do the nose slap. That's my current situation. I don't like that. And I've been doing that. I think the last time I took this in the Jackson Hole, I did the nose slap. Zoomix is 6,000. Was looking good on speed. Are we too high? That's the airport, isn't it? No, can't be. Is that Albuquerque? No. You're down. That's Albuquerque below us. All right. Disconnect autopilot. We'll go around. Albuquerque traffic, Starship 556 going around. We're a little off on my RNAV. Albuquerque traffic, Starship 556, Victor Foxtrot, turning right up into re-enter the pattern on the downwind. Yeah, so the nav was off. The nav was off. That's weird. Maybe because of the scenery? I don't know. I said, the Brocketeer said, what is this I go around? There was no way. There was no way I couldn't even chop and drop that. Albuquerque traffic 556 Victor Foxtrot 30 downwind runway 26 Albuquerque. It said it flew in from Colorado Springs in the Caravan to Albuquerque a few weeks back. Nice. Man, I love that thing. We got to get back into that plane too. I was like hand flying the pattern in a Starship. I love it. Albuquerque traffic. Starship 5-6 Victor Foxtrot turning base runway 26 Albuquerque. My ex-in-laws live in Albuquerque. Go ahead and dump the toilets if you like. Oh man. All right, will do. Carpet dusting. Crop dusting, I should say, right? Albuquerque traffic. Starship 556 Victor Foxtrot turning final runway 26 Albuquerque. Yeah, we overshot just a little bit. Yeah, so Zoomix is actually where Albuquerque is. That's odd. All right, gear down, canard out, lights on. Clear to land. Albuquerque traffic 5-6 Victor Foxtrot, short final runway 26, landing. Albuquerque. You're a little high. That's fine. We're visual. Man, we floated that. Holy hell. Hey, there's Billy. And we'll take the high speed over here. Airwolf. That's extra advanced helicopter right there. All right, so good. And all right, so these come off. Bring the canard in. Filters off. It's the low. All right. And since there's no one here, we'll just disconnect from the network. That way I don't forget. What was the other one? Blue Thunder? That was a video game, wasn't it? And let me get the Albuquerque map. So we're going over to the Atlantic. And then we're going to take a look at the scenery. I get my map up. Well, on tablet. There we go. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. So Atlantic is out over here. Oh, there we go. Finally. All right, so we're texting Echo 3. Actually, we could text Echo to Charlie to Foxtrot to GA Ram. Sorry. Very bright and sunny here. Stop the recording. Park you for a minute. So far, this looks like a really nice scenery. We're going to take a look. We're going to look at all that Dominic Designs has to offer. Next, this is Delta. Next one should be Charlie. Does this taxiway not exist? What? Okay. I don't know. I cut too early. This is Charlie. That is apparently a closed taxiway. Cross the runway here. Foxtrot. Atlantic Ramp. Always wanted to be on a helicopter show, and Ernest Borgnine was my best friend. Exactly. I always wanted a helicopter that I could fly at Mach 1. All right, so I'm not going to shut down. We're going to leave it running. So for replay purposes. But there's a whole thing to shut it down. So this is the Dominic Designs scenery for now. I don't think the terminals are modeled. Yeah. But this is the Atlantic ramp. They have a Cutter's ramp up over here, Cutter's Aviation. Oh, there you go. We got Billy changed over to a Beech 200. So where I turned out, it was an old runway they got rid of. Oh, okay. Yeah, made the wrong turn. So that's the Atlantic ramp. Then they got Cutter's Aviation up here. That's the other GA ramp. I love how they do this with the FBO terminals. I think that's just, that really makes for some really cool scenery. So I don't know what year this airport's modeled. So we've got Eclipse Aerospace over here. But let's check out the terminals. We got more. I want to say is this cargo up here? Maybe just the flight things. So I don't think the terminals are modeled. ABQ. So that's the support. So that's cargo over here. And we got the terminals here. But yeah, I'm gonna say. Oh, maybe they are. Whoop. Too fast. Too fast. Oh, all right. We got the terminals modeled. Look at this. Newsstands. The airport's up to date. Nice. I always like that as well. Maybe someday we'll actually get a San Diego that's up to date. Oh, cool. So what we got? Departures. We got going to Denver, Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Salt Lake City. Not very crisp, though, but that's okay. I mean, I don't find myself often wandering the terminal. Rosa Robotics. Keep us moving. Someday I'll be standing in line there at the gate trying to board one of you guys' planes you're flying. Is a FS co-pilot passenger. I think that guy should lay off something, some chemical help. He's taking too much of it. Okay. I can't go in the restaurant. Want to go sit at the bar, right? We got like a sky lounge up here. Okay. My avatar will walk down with the GSX characters. Yeah, that's nice. All right, this is cool. This is cool. Our plane's way over there, but got a little sky lounge here. Back in the day, you could come to these places even if you weren't a passenger. I know this because that's what I used to do. Well, they got the whole terminal modeled. That they use, they're using the picture model, so that's okay. Panda Express. There you go. And some Chinese food. Rush of Prana. Oh, what that is. The new Mexico Lobos. If they don't use the picture models, it becomes a leggy mess. It does. That's how I'm not faulting for them. This actually has very good. I'm not dropping any frames whatsoever. Very smooth. Courtesy phone. Assistant style 7706. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool that they got the walking models and there's 0 frame hit. Jetways aren't modeled, but that's okay. All this stuff actually helps with performance. But I did not expect the terminals to be modeled. All right, so it's just the passenger terminals. Did not expect the terminals to be modeled. That's awesome. What we got over here? We got the tower and cargo. Nice touch, the rust. Said I flew in here a couple of times last month or so, and at night time it is really cool. Oh, we'll dial the time back. I want to check it out. So the tower is not modeled. It's okay. All right, let's dial the time back. Limp says it's cool at night. So oh wow. Definitely agree with you there, Limp. Night lighting is sweet. And once again, zero frame lag. So Dominic Designs. All right. Your Albuquerque. I like it. So this is the GA stuff. What's over here? Is it just oh no, this is more the GA area. So yeah, that's just it. So we got the Atlantic ramp and the Cutter ramp. This is the cargo. UPS. Oh, we do some UPS ops into here. Took the MD-11 into Albuquerque. A+, yes. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah, we'll go back real time. Just got flash bombed. And let's do the replay. See that landing. So, according to Landing Toast, that floatastic landing that I did, we floated forever. Was a 46. And I got Atlanta. $36.5 and 1G. Butter. We buttered it, but we floated. I think we floated halfway down the runway, though. Definitely think we floated halfway down the runway, but we're going to check that out. So, where's my recorder? Here we go. Replay up. So, the EV comp is on the top of the graphics menu, by the way. Awesome. I am definitely going to make adjustments there. I appreciate that. Yes, this scenery is just fantastic. Flight bar. We did overshoot. It didn't want to land. Like, I was even trying to force it to land. It wouldn't come down. You gotta nail those speeds just right. Too slow and you'll slap it down. Too fast and you'll float off the end of the runway. And the guy who thought he should make the runway and the taxiways the same color should be fired and banned. Yeah. You definitely can easily pull a Harrison Ford here. You're trying to force it down. Oh yeah, we're way past the touchdown zone. Oh yeah, you can see when I get into the ground effect. I was trying to walk it down to the runway. You see me dropping the nose. Nothing. We almost touched down. Oh wow. I'm pretty sure it's like that in the real life concrete runway there because of the sun. You weren't forcing it down, you were wiggling it down, right? I didn't want to, because I didn't want to, slam it in. I was trying to just keep it, I was trying to kill that ground effect. Almost exactly in the touchdown zone of the other side. Right, Billy? Holy hell. Holy hell. Well, that's another flight of the Starship, the balloon known as the Starship. We're gonna wind it back. I'm gonna let you guys watch the landing. But had it the same. Yeah, she just does not want to stop flying. Definitely a unique aircraft to and fun aircraft to fly. But all right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along for this trip in the Beech Starship. We haven't flown it in a while. And a big shout out to the membership for giving me the idea to come down here to Albuquerque. And Billy for flying along. And everyone else for hanging in there. And all the likes, all the subscriptions. You guys are making the channel what it is. And it's becoming great. So, and special thanks to Limp for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. And yeah, on to the next one. Thursday, we're going to be taking the Miltech Simulations MH60 Jayhawk. We're going to do some firefighting ops in the mountains of Idaho. And we'll check out some of the fire towers sceneries from Orbix. Should be great fun. So, all right, guys, on to the next one. I'm Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. See ya.